everyone, I am Tiffany Rosenbaum. I'm excited to be here today. I'm a full-time mommy, part-time reseller, part-time entrepreneur, and in today's video I'm going to be talking with you guys about the top 18 easy low-cost ways that you can make money from home. Now, some of these I have done myself, some of them I just know about, and I'm here to teach them all to you. I do have a downloadable file in the description below where you can print out or just look at the list. So be sure to check that out down in the description below. I want to add that these are not businesses or jobs that are going to make you rich overnight. A lot of these jobs are jobs that are going to give you a couple extra $100 a month, unless you really market them and you maybe grow to a point where you can get employees, that type of thing. But for the working from home, the ease of them is that you don't have to have a boss. You will be your own boss in doing all of these things, and you don't have to worry about somebody firing you. You don't have to wait to get hired. They do not offer benefits, but you are your own boss. And for those of you that are looking for more ideas and more ways and a community to help you build your own business, whatever it is, I do have a Facebook group. It is totally free to be in that I just started. I will also link that in the description below. And if you're just looking for some community and some tips and tricks about building a business, that is the place for you, and we welcome you. So we are going to be doing these in no particular order. They are just a list of jobs that I have. The first job that I have is obviously going to be reselling. So if you've watched my channel at all, you know my whole entire channel up until this point is almost exclusively about reselling, and there are going to be other tips and tricks about reselling. Typically when you think of reselling, you think of, thrifting, yard sales, finding physical objects that you can then resell on platforms such as eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, Facebook Marketplace, whatnot, and some other platforms as well. And that is one way that you can make money reselling. You do need minimal cost, just really the items that you source that you're going to sell. And so you choose what you're comfortable spending money-wise. If you want to learn more on how to resell, check out the other videos that I have in my channel, and I can teach you a little bit more about reselling in those videos. But the cost is pretty minimal. It's pretty easy to do, and it's something that anybody can learn how to do. The second way that you can learn how to resell is through digital products, and that is something that I am learning myself on how to do. And there is something called PLR, and you can resell templates, planners, things like that as well. And it's great because you set your own prices based on the market average, what you're comfortable paying, and what you're comfortable selling your items for. The second job that I have that's really easy to do is something that I also talked about in one of my last couple of videos, and that is a laundry wash and fold service. And so you can do it through apps such as the ones listed on the screen, but you can also do it yourself so that you are not giving away any profits to the middleman, and it's really simple and easy to do. You set your own prices, you can set your location on what type of areas you want to do. And basically you just take people's laundries, you wash them, you fold them, and you give it back to them. It's really great for busy moms or people who work a lot. They're maybe not home, or maybe they just hate doing laundry. Either way, all you need is a washer and dryer, and most people already have that. And if you don't, you can still go to the laundromat and do it. It's a little bit more cumbersome, but I really like that because you can make money, and really you just kind of set it in the washer, put it in the dryer, and you can go do something else while you're making money for that. So that is a really good idea to make money from home. The next job is pet sitting and dog walking. So all of these jobs, you can make your own Facebook groups and market it, and I can teach you guys how to do that as well in a different video. But pet sitting and dog walking, you can charge your own base rate. You could do 1, 2, 3, however many dogs that you feel comfortable walking at a time, as long as they get along. pet sitting, house sitting, you don't really need any extra money to do those things. You just want to make sure that you are comfortable around the animals and that the people trust you. Job number 4 is babysitting. So if you're comfortable around kids, and even if you have kids, you can have other kids come to your home to watch them up until, however many you feel comfortable with. Obviously, you don't want to just, get so many kids that you can't handle them. So, obviously babysit the amount of kids that you're comfortable with. Make sure you're babysitting kids that your kids like to be around and you like to be around. And that's, a way to earn a little bit of extra money. If you don't have any kids or you feel comfortable babysitting at the other person's house, you totally can. You can babysit kids that you already know, or if you're comfortable, you can babysit kids that maybe you don't know, that you find via your friends and family. Maybe they know somebody who's looking. There are groups that you can post on Facebook and such like that to where you can find somebody that might need babysitting help. Job number 5, and this one might be a dirty job, but it pays. And that is dog waste pickup. So many people in America have dogs and nobody likes to pick up dog poop. But it is a job that people are willing to pay to do. And you could charge per yard. You could charge, like, hey, on a monthly basis, I'll come so many times. I'll come every week or every 2 weeks. You can obviously set your own prices, market your services on Facebook. This is something that many years ago I did do. Again, this is not a job that's going to make you rich or anything like that, but it's going to give you maybe a couple extra $100 a month depending on how many customers you get. So that is an easy job. Job number 6 is going to be a power washing business. So if you don't have a power washer, then your cost of starting the business is going to be obviously a power washer. But I know that you can find some pretty affordable ones, and then you just go and you power wash whatever people need power washed. You can power wash driveways, you can power wash decks, you can power wash siding, you could power wash, old toys or lawn furniture or anything that anybody needs power washing. And so people are willing to pay. It's a pretty lucrative job. It's obviously not something that would really work well in the winter. If you are in the areas that snow like I am, some of these other jobs also would not be good in the winter. Dog walking, dog waste pickup, that wouldn't be good in the winter, but the other jobs you could do in the winter. So some of these jobs are seasonal based, but it is definitely something that can be pretty lucrative. There's not really much that you have to learn as long as you know how to use a power washer. So power washing could be a really good job to do if you're looking for some extra side money. The next 2 kind of go hand in hand, and that is grocery delivery and food delivery. And I have done both of these as well. There are plenty of apps that you can use: Grubhub, DoorDash, Postmates. For the grocery delivery, there's Shipped, Instacart. And so let's talk about first the grocery delivery. So I have personally done this one, and I did it using Shipped. And so Shipped is a little bit harder to get in. You have to do a small application interview, but it's not really an interview. And it's pretty easy. I did it for 4 hours and I made $100. I don't know if that's typical or not typical, but every trip is going to be a little bit different because it is depending on your area, depending on the amount of items that are in the order that you shop, and the amount of tip that you get tipped out. But overall, it's pretty easy. You just need a car. You do need to have insurance and a driver's license. I do believe that the grocery delivery, they do a background check. But as long as, you're not some sort of massive criminal, I don't see why you would have issues getting approved. Again, I did it with Shipped in my area. They were not hiring for Instacart in my area. But again, if you have a working vehicle and stores around you that are having order deliveries like that, like mine primary was Meijer, but we have, all sorts of stores that use them. There is the caveat there. They don't really like kids going with you with the food delivery too. So I would try to maybe do that when you don't have your children around, or maybe get a babysitter. And with food delivery, there's Uber, there's DoorDash, Postmates. In my area, the two that are prevalent are Uber Eats and DoorDash. And you can have accounts for both. You can run them simultaneously. You do need a working vehicle. You do need to have insurance. I cannot recall if they do background checks or not. But it is pretty easy to get approved. And again, you run the app, it pops up, its pay is based on tips, and they pay a certain base pay per, like, I don't know if it's mileage or anything like that, but there's like a base pay, and then you get tipped as well. And so that can be pretty lucrative if you have the time to put in. The times that I've done it, I earn anywhere from $10 to $30 an hour. And I don't really go very far. I just stay in my local area, but if you want to go out further, you totally can. There are times, and even with the grocery delivery, where they'll have bonuses if there's extra busier times or they don't have many drivers at that point. So those are always easy to do as well. And your extra cost is just really, a car, which most people already have. And speaking of cars, the next job that I have for you guys is car detailing. Now, this isn't something that, everybody's going to have the materials on hand to do right away, to do professionally, but people are always looking for a good car detailer, and car detailing, it's a lengthy process. I mean, I'm not really sure how many cars you can do in a day. At least one, possibly two. If you're a car detailer, let me know. But I don't really think that the tools that you really need to get started successfully in this business, though, are super, super expensive. I know you need some chemicals, a couple of brushes, a vacuum, which some of that stuff you may have on hand already. I know a lot of people use a steamer, but watch a couple of YouTube videos, learn how to do it, see what kind of tools you need, and you can probably make at least $100 a day every time you have a vehicle that needs detailed. Job number 10 is professional cleaning. So people are looking for professional cleaners all the time. So you can be self-employed, have your own cleaning business, and you could primarily just clean your friends' houses, your family's houses if they are looking for that. I do suggest getting licensed and insured if you're going to be cleaning people that maybe you're not close with homes and you're going to be marketing it as a business. I do not know the upfront costs and fees for that, though, but it's not a hard business to do. Most people know how to do basic cleaning. You can also, there's different aspects when you pay for cleaning. You can offer it where you bring your own supplies in. If that's the case, then you would have to pay for your supplies. But you could also offer it where you use the customer supplies. And if that's the case, you typically charge a little bit less because you are using their supplies. And job number 11 kind of goes along that professional aspect, and that's professional painting. So maybe you're really good at painting walls. So painting can be a hassle if you have to paint, or you're going to be painting your rooms in your home or anything like that. And some people are just really, really good at it, or you can, get yourself to where you're efficient and you can do it quickly. People will pay for that because they don't want to have the hassle of having to do it themselves. So as long as you're good at painting lines, straight lines, and you know how to tape off windows and areas like that really good, that is definitely something you can offer your services. You don't have to worry about getting hired anywhere, and you can set your own prices. Job number 12, and this isn't going to be for everybody, but it's definitely an option, is crafting. And crafting is such a wide topic that you can do so many different things with it. And you can sell your items in stores such as Etsy if you're doing it online. You could do vendor booths. You could do your own Shopify website. You can just sell out of a Facebook group. There's a lot of different ways that you can sell crafts for side money, and a lot of people do it. So if maybe you are creative but you don't really know what you would do, then we can try and work out a way where we just think about, what are you good at? What do you like doing? How can we make money for you? Job number 13 was something that I did about 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, and that is online tutoring or online teaching. And so the main company that I worked with, and there are many companies out there, but this company is still around, and it's called VIP Kid. And the way this one worked is you teach kids in different countries, primarily China, how to speak English. And you don't need to know how to speak Chinese to do it, because you don't speak Chinese to them, you speak English to them. It's all done via the internet, so you do have to have a good internet connection and a laptop or a desktop that you can use to teach them. But other than that, you don't really need a whole lot of items to do that. There is an application process. You don't need teaching experience per se. You just need experience dealing with children, and you need a bachelor's degree, but it does not matter what it is in. It could be in mathematics, it could be in robotics or whatever. It doesn't matter. Mine is in business. So as long as you have a bachelor's degree of some kind, those are the very minimum requirements. And if I remember properly, I was making $20 an hour when I would teach for an hour. The classes were a half hour long, so I would do 2 classes in an hour and make $20. And it was a really good, easy way to make money. With the time change from the different countries, I was getting up around 4 or 5 in the morning to teach, and then my kids would wake up and I'd go about my day. So you pick what hours you work, what hours you don't. There are other companies out there that do similar items, but this is the one that I have experience with, the one that I know about. So if you're looking to do something like that, you can research it, but that is one that actually pays pretty decent. Job number 14 is beauty, nail, hair services. So if you are an esthetician or a nail tech or a beautician, you can obviously do those services one-on-one. You could offer it out of your home. You could offer it where you go to that client, or you can rent a booth out at a beauty salon. But I know this is primarily ways that you can make money from home. If you do it from home, then you don't have to pay rent to anybody. And so that's going to make it a little bit more profitable for you. And you pick your own prices. And because of the fact that they're coming to you, you're going to them, you might be able to charge a little bit more due to convenience. Job number 15, and I'm just putting this as the broad category of a rental business, and this is non-real estate. So you will have to pay a little bit of money up front to get the items that you are going to rent out, but it's pretty decent income residually. So some of the things that you can rent out are blow-ups. So like blow-up slides, blow-up bounce houses, those type of things. You could rent out tents or canopies or chairs and tables for like graduations, open houses, weddings, that type of thing. You do need to have storage for these items, but once you have them and you pay the upfront cost, then it's just, residual income every time that somebody rents it out from you. Job number 16 is just a general handyman. And handyman is a term, it doesn't have to be just a man, women can do it too, but just somebody who helps out whatever people need. So maybe you're just good with tools and you know how to work tools. You can post your services as a handyman or handywoman, and when people need stuff that's broken and they don't have anybody to come fix it, maybe they're elderly, maybe they live alone, maybe they're just gone all the time and they really just don't have the time to fix it themselves, you can come in, charge whatever price you feel fair, and fix it for them, or paint for them, stain their decks, do their plumbing if they need it, that type of thing. Number 17 is gardening or landscaping. If you love to be outside, if you have a green thumb, then you can be a gardener. You could be a landscaper and obviously go do people's houses, mow their yards, plant their vegetables, weed their weeds. And, I don't like doing those kinds of things. If I didn't have a husband who loved doing them, I would pay somebody to do them for me because it's just not my thing. But, I'm sure that it pays pretty decent money. You could set your own hours and you don't have to worry about having a boss. And last but not least, job number 18 that I have is a virtual assistant. So the internet is just growing and growing and growing and growing every single day. And so many people are looking for assistance to do virtual type things. Editing content, making their YouTube videos, checking their emails, responding to people on social media, marketing their social media. There's so many different things that virtual assistants can do, or maybe they have expertise in a certain program or a software. Maybe they are really great at Canva or making funnels or something like that. They can help other people who are not so experienced or don't have the time to do those things. You can put your freelance services on Fiverr and make money that way. Fiverr is a website for freelancers. I have hired out a couple of items on there as well. And so that is something that you can do to make money, and you just sit at your computer. This list is not an exhaustive list. I know there are plenty of other jobs that you can do that are easy, but these are the top ones that I could come up with. And again, there is a printable list down in the description. So if you do like what you see, or you just want to be able to quickly glance at it, it is there. Also, please join the Facebook group if you are thinking that you want to learn how to own your own business, or you don't really know what to start or how to do it, and we will help you. So I will see you guys next time. Bye.